of 2000?
No, date wrong.
You say you escaped in April of 2000.
No.
When was the last time you escaped?
Don't talk better. I escaped on 21st of July 2000.
Right, and how long were you at large?
10 years.
Excuse me?
10 years.
You were at large for 10 years. And you got caught on July 15, 2010?
Date wrong.
Excuse me?
Date wrong.
Well, what date you say you were caught?
On the 19th.
The 19th of when?
July.
The 19th of July of 2010?
Yeah, that's right.
So far you escaped twice,
Yeah.
right? 1998, 2000, you're at large 10 years. And you've been back since 2010? Yes?
Yeah.
And how many other breakouts have you planned?
How many?
Yes.
All the time.
All the time you plan
All
a
the time.
breakout.
All the time.
You would be a person who would be thinking and scheming of the best means that you could get out of that prison.
I would be a person who considers my constitutional and fundamental rights to freedom and not being violated by the prison, the judiciary system, or the court.
Right, and so you would do anything by any means possible you would get out of that prison.
Well,
Isn't that the case?
No, whatever I do, I would do by myself and at any means.
Right, so by any means
But
necessary.
right now, the time.
Just answer my question.
But
By any
I'm
means
answering
necessary.
it. I'm answering it.
Yes or no?
I don't go with yes or no. Yes and no, it's not an answer to me. I need to be explicit.
You would get out of that prison by any means necessary.
No, you're wrong. Not at this stage. I need a home.
You testified a few minutes ago when you were questioned. You said that Senior Superintendent Samuel said, y'all locked the door and let them burn them of the skunt and dead. You said that a few minutes ago.
Quite true.
And then when Todd questioned you, when Counsel Todd questioned you, you said, Samuel said, lock the door and let them dead. Sorry, let them burn and dead. You remember that?
Maybe appreciate.
Excuse me.
I didn't go the full distance when I got the shot.
Sir, just acknowledge yes or no whether you did say that in your evidence a few minutes ago. Just listen to
Yes,
me.
I said
repeat
it. I said that.
And you wrote a witness statement as well?
Of course.
Yes, so you have your witness statement with you?
No.
All right, can someone give Mr. Browne his witness statement? Where's mine? Take a look at page 3 at the bottom of your witness statement.
They're ready.
You're at the bottom of page 3, the last line.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom of page 3.
Yeah.
I want you to read it loud from I then saw.
I then saw and heard Samuel saying, lock the door. And let them burn to death.
Right. And let's take a look at page. Take a look at the last page. It says CB6. That's your signature at the bottom of your witness statement.
Yes.
And you prepared this witness statement
Yeah, I did.
in your own hand.
Yes, I did.
And you'd agree that what you said in this witness statement is different from what you told the panel today.
I wouldn't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No.
I'm going to suggest to you, well, I'm going to put to you that in your witness statement, you have nothing to the effect that let them burn them of the skunt and dead. That's not in your witness statement, is it?
Hey, I have been decent in my saying.
Is
in my
it
statement.
in your witness statement?
No, it's not there. But
I'm going to suggest to you that you made that up. You made that up before the panel.
You
You made that up before the panel.
No, I never did. I did not state all he said. I tried to be as short as possible, but I have the basic. He said, let the dead. Whether it's a skunt, you skunt, or whoever plays skunt, he said, let the dead do what we deal with.
Well, I'm gonna get into that. You said you saw Samuels leading the task force. Well, before I deal with the task force, let's deal with statements. You, Carl Browne, was the person who prepared the witness statement for most of the inmates.
No, that's a lie.
Well, how many statements did you prepare for inmates who came before this commission?
This one.
That's the only statement you prepared?
This is my statement. At one time, we were about doing statements. They asked me to go around, and then suddenly they told me, somebody saying they got an inmate walking around, they directing the statements to inmates, so we walked with no statement. On the day when they called me for statement, I had to write this because we got rid of all the statements that were written. This is the only statement I write.
Mr. Browne, I'm going to be clear so that we understand what your evidence is. Your evidence before the commission that the only statement that's prepared in your hand is a statement that you have in front of you.
That's what it's supposed to be.
And Mr. Browne, if someone tells the commission that you met with them in the library and prepared a witness statement, you wrote their witness statement, what would be your answer?
In the library?
Mr. Browne, what would be your answer?
They would be lying. They would be lying. The people who did statements in libraries.
Mr. Browne, you answered my question, and Mr. Browne, if someone said that you did their witness statement, you wrote their witness statement and did not read it back to them, what would be your answer?
The lie.
Mr. Browne.
That's what I tell them, the lie.
If someone testifies before the commission that you were the inmate that called all the inmates together and tell them, let we hold one head, what would be your answer?
That would be a lie. Mr. Pieters, may I say this to you?
Well, speak to the panel, don't address me.
Okay. May I say this? I, Carl Browne, I don't associate, and whatever I have to say, if I say it in prison, it don't make sense. I put it to the media and the social media. I don't interact in prison with people. If something going on and I sit wrong, I will sanction.
Well, Mr. Browne, I'm going to suggest to you that you indeed wrote those inmate statements.
Well, then the only way it could happen is if the very statement that they told us they won't be used, then it would they submit it.
And I'm going to suggest to you that you were the person who met with the inmates, and you were the person who told them, let we hold one head.
No, let me say this.
Yes or no?
Let me say something.
Mr. Browne, I have
no.
I don't have an infinite period to ask you questions, so answer my questions.
No.
And Mr. Browne, I'm going to suggest to you that you were the person who scripted the story that the inmates showed up here telling the panel.
Well, then maybe they didn't know what to see.
Mr. Browne, you said that you saw Samuels leading the task force.
I did.
And at what point, what time of the morning would you have seen Samuels leading that task force?
No, let me tell you.
Mr. Browne,
you have quite clearly heard me say I had no time span.
Well,
I had no. If I quote time, I've already said it. If I quote time, I will be lying.
Well, Mr. Browne, I'm gonna assist you in terms of setting the time up. Did you, according to your evidence, would you have seen Samuels before the search of Capitol Block A began?
Yes. From the time they announced him, I looked out for him, and I told him something.
Mr. Browne, I want you to focus on my questions because
I am focusing on your questions.
I can't ask you questions all day. The chairman is.
I am focusing on your questions and I'm answering them correctly. You want people that create conflicting evidence where my evidence is straight.
I want you to answer my question.
Mr. Browne and Mr. Pieters, let's please make these public proceedings less adversarial, please.
Mr. Browne, Did you see Mr. Samuels before the search of the prison began?
Yes, I did.
And what was he wearing?
What was?
Senior Superintendent Samuels wearing?
No, not yet. Something. I don't have to remember.
What was he wearing?
I don't have to remember what he's wearing. There's a man that I've been favoring
Excuse
people.
me, you answered my question.
I'm not going to answer
You
that.
answered my question.
I'm not going to answer that.
You said
can't tell me
I don't
answer. I'm
have
not
to
gonna answer
remember what he was wearing.
I know all these years.
Sir, you answered my question.
I stop with me.
This is not your
I
soapbox.
stop with me. I don't care what you saying. You stop with me. You mess with a lot of people. Don't mess with me.
Mr. Browne, calm down. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You are
representing a more
you have a
telling me.
Browne, you have a Facebook page?
Me, you don't talk on it.
You said that
You will say a lot of things that have you Facebook on Depamion.
you sent the lawyer for the prison's Facebook friend request.
I said you want to, you remember?
I'm the lawyer for the prison. You send the lawyer for the prison's Facebook request,
Of course.
and you also post pictures of the panel and the tribunal when they visited the prison. You post pictures of that on your
Which
Facebook
includes
page.
your picture too.
And you as well post a letter to the president recently on your Facebook page.
Of course.